Yeah, that's right. Single seater reactions is back in full effect, baby. What are we talking about? I'm here. I'm slowly healing from my injury. Yikes, man. Oh my God, who put that saw in the way? You know what I'm saying? Like, Jesus, God. But yo, right here. Right here in the small box. Right here in the small box. I know y'all missed that. Welcome back to Single City Reactions, only on the FlexMind Network. I'm the original Anomaly. Welcome back to the channel. As you can see right now, the group chat is going crazy, okay? It looks like we're having a little intervention for one of my brothers on the group chat, so pray for him. He's just going through it. Yeah. Look, we got a wayno video for y'all today, alright? This video is titled Jay-Z Deserves an Apology plus Jane Doe Proves Buzbee Grift. Okay. I'll do it myself. Hey, y'all know I'm a fan of Wayno. I'm a fan of his mind. I'm a fan of his energy. I'm a fan of just his overall being. I follow anybody that's in the music industry that has a voice. I follow and listen to these brothers and sisters because they're trying to give us the info and the knowledge that we need. They're not only giving us the information and knowledge that we need, they're making us understand what's going on in the music industry, and in turn it helps us be better individuals so that when it comes down to support for artists, or if we want to be an artist, then we have the tools that we need to be that great individual. So, with that being said, let's not waste any more time. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Y'all know I'm kind of new to this, right? So, bear with me. You know, like, the channel definitely popped off, but we're not done. We're just getting started. That's a fact. So, Single City Reactions back in full effect. We're doing another reaction today. Let's get into it. And with that being said, let's go. But y'all, before we start, damn, this group chat going crazy. I'm thinking about bringing in anime reactions again, but God, that editing process will kick my ass. I promise you that. But y'all want to see that kind of ish? Make sure you drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think. And because I only watched like 2 episodes of Dragon Ball Daima. I've yet to watch Bleach. Whatever Dan to Dan that is, like, I'll check it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much to check out. I'm just like, I'm behind, you know? So let's go. Let's just go into this round for now.
What's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to I Do It Myself.
What's good, brother?
Apologies for y'all not giving y'all
it's good
episode. I was at Rolling Loud, got in really early this morning. Today's Monday. This is Tuesday now, but as I'm filming this is Monday. Had some other work I had to do that's going to be dropping soon. I'm going to wonder what y'all going to think about it because it's a different thing than I've ever done in my life, but it was fun working with some of these artists that I'm working with. But we going to get to it because we have to have some real conversations. Let's put everything on the table right now. Let's have some real conversations. I know I'm a whole Avenger. You know what I mean? I'm a part of the whole Vidoes and a Glazer, whatever y'all want to call me, right? But I have a problem with y'all because your apologies should be just as loud as y'all disrespect.
Facts.
I gotta stop believing everything y'all hear.
Facts.
And another thing I want to talk about is the potential mental health issues that y'all have when y'all make up things. Y'all make up.
Ooh. Hey, any pointing the finger too. Ooh. Listen, not a lot of people talk about this. You see how crazy the group chat is going right now, bro? God damn. Hey, y'all, listen, I'm going to drop a link to the Discord down below. Join. Let's get into it. Let's build that community, you know what I'm saying? We have plans upon plans, okay? So, I don't want to waste too much of time because you know this is going to be like a 20-minute video or something, so let's just go back into it.
Y'all own scenarios and stories, you feel me, to create or to add into this puzzle of the narrative, right? So when you hear an allegation, when you hear something's going on and you don't have any information, nobody else could come to any conclusion, but it's okay for people to use their to imagine all this negative stuff that happened and not worry about the facts. But now that facts are dropping, let's get to it. Today we talking about Jay-Z, right?
Yup. Damn, he look old.
The accuser, the Jane Doe, right? The Jane Doe has finally, well, she hasn't revealed herself, but NBC News did interview her, and this is some stuff that she had to say. Let's check it out.
What made you want to come forward and talk today? Because I think that I've been quiet long enough about what
I call BS on this whole story. I'm going to keep it a band with you. Look, hey, if y'all saw Dr. Umar in that little interview, he was asking the same questions I was asking. Because your story doesn't line up, sweetheart. I understand when it comes to like people at that time when they were 13. Yeah, you might have snuck out. But you did not look passable enough to get into these kind of parties. Now, the only part about this whole story that I'm a little iffy on is about the driver. Not in the sense of that it's a bold-faced lie, but in the sense of that right there, take that out the story, that could work in a lot of different situations involving this man. Fact. Because if you're a driver for a Diddy, for example, you obviously understand what he does look for indeed. So it doesn't seem far-fetched to hear that. So let's keep going.
What I've been through, and it's been hard enough to be quiet. But it's a chapter of my life that I'd like to close.
An NBC News review of her account found inconsistencies with her allegations. She says that she went to the MTV Video Music Awards in 2000 to catch a glimpse of her favorite celebrities.
Right.
Dog, I just found out how long it took to get from where she was to the music awards. 5 hours. It took her 5 hours. And mind you, she had to get a friend to drive her. Who is old enough to drive for 5 hours? And remember, she said her dad had to come and pick her up. So her dad had to drive 5 hours there and 5 hours back. 10 hours on road? Bull! You understand what I'm saying, bro?
She says it's a chapter in her life that she would like to close. Well, spoiler alert, ain't shit about to close, Miss Jane, though. You just opened up something that you're not never going to be able to close in your life. And what's really ill about this is because even when it comes to Tony Buzbee, there's so many people who started talking about Tony Buzbee's credibility and how he had won so many cases and all of this. Damn. And like, oh, you know, all this stuff is going on and he's about to expose people. But I want to talk about him. Because my first video I did, there was a lot of conversation around how I just attacked the lawyer, Just attacked the lawyer. So I want to give y'all some context. For myself, I worked at Rockefeller Records. At my Jay-Z's best friend.
Before we even get to that, we all understand that Jay-Z is a very shady individual. But the issue is that if you want to really expose this man, what y'all need to understand is that y'all need something better than this bullshit ass story. Sorry, not sorry. If your feelings are hurt, I really don't care. But y'all need to wake up and smell the goddamn on roses. Because let's keep it a band. The people that we should be focusing on, and specifically the woman that we should be focusing on, is Foxy Brown. Everyone's been saying that story is weird. Everyone's been saying that. But nobody has info on what happened in that matter. Did she sign the kind of NDA that lasts for like 4 scores or something? Like, she ain't say nothing. Is she good for life? Because, you know, Jay-Z got billionaire money, so he's probably sending her some money on the side to make sure she stay quiet. That's who we're supposed to be focusing on. We don't even know who this is. We don't even know what she looked like now and at the time. That matters. Let's keep going.
Nah. Was I around Jay-Z a lot? Absolutely. A lot of days I spent in baseline, being on the road, having dinner around Jay-Z. I've been around a lot of his birthdays, know his family, his sisters, his nephews. You know what I mean? A lot of them met Jay moms. I'm Rock Nation. You want to say Rock Nation? I'm Rockefeller, but Rock Nation alumni, Rockefeller alumni. You know what I mean? That's a part of my history. And the reason why I defended was based on not just because somebody said something and it's like, oh, you can't, you a victim blamer. Nah. But when you have time around a person, you kind of get to know their character, whether you best friends with them or not. And
facts.
Yes, it was a long time ago that I was around, Rockefeller on a day-to-day basis. I was there every day. I was in the studio every day when Jay was working on Blueprint 2. I was around the Black Album. I was around Kingdom Come. I was around Blueprint 3. I was around for a lot of different stuff. And I'm measuring the person's characteristics. And the stuff that was being said in these allegations are just not something that I seen in the characteristics. So this is why I want to talk about next. You know what I mean?
You got to remember, Wayno, behind closed doors, they're a different individual. You cannot forget that part. I understand what you see on paper is bond. But remember, there's some doors that you're not walking through. So, I understand what you're saying, and it's fair that you defended and said what you said at the time. But it's about those closed doors, you know?
What this Jane Doe had to say about her current condition. And then I'm going to talk about Tony Buzbee.
With having autism is like feeling like you live your life in a shatterproof juggle ball. The world's on fire. The fire is inside the ball with you, but there's no way for you to get out.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Yeah, like, what are you talking about?
Real talk.
What are you talking about? Now, we're not going to skip over the fact that people do have autism and people have mental conditions and mental illness, but let's talk about how Tony Buzbee is using this woman as, what is it, a catalyst? He's using her as something to exploit. I said this before. Stop exploiting people with mental illness. Stop exploiting people with mental conditions. Stop trying to use people who have mental problems in order to be bait on your fishing hook to get some fucking money. Y'all gotta do better. And a person who passed the bar, supposed to have integrity, a person that ran for mayor, this is the exact reason why his ass should have never been the mayor and the reason why he lost. Because look at the characteristics of this man. He would go as far as to use somebody who has a mental illness that comes with this crazy ass story and try to profit from this story. Because
facts.
Again, when the shit came out with the jayz,
I'm not gonna lie, I'm glad that these kind of people are being exposed, because this has always been happening in the past, but we were never able to put a face towards the kind of person that was making some crazy shit up. Like, the exploitation is nasty. And now that we have a face that we can use as an example, a lot of conversations can go in a different way now that we have the case study to use.
Yo, if it's that serious and it's that bad, I think that y'all should pursue criminal charges where in New York, sex offenses are not under statute of limitations. It doesn't matter how many years. But she also, had this to say about her whole travel, or, they're talking about her whole travel to, the VMAs. Let's check that out.
Night of the 2000s VMAs, she says a friend drove her from Rochester, New York to Manhattan, a more than 5-hour drive. Her attorney provided NBC News with the name of the friend who has since died. The woman says she spoke to Combs' limo driver, who offered her a ride to an after party.
I stumbled upon Diddy's driver, who told me that I was exactly what Diddy was looking for.
What did you think when he said that to you?
So, I'm from New York City. When this happened, everybody was assuming, oh, she probably got... See, people made up in their mind. They made up in their mind who this...
That's headcanon, my boy. Straight headcanon.
...woman was.
I'm sorry, y'all seeing this, bro? This group chat, brother. This group chat has been going crazy. Lord have mercy. They ain't stopping. Keep going, guys. Do what you gotta do.
where she was from, they was thinking, oh, she had to probably come from Brooklyn or come from the Bronx or something. Rochester, New York. Rochester, New York. I'm going to say it again. Rochester, New York. Do you know how far Rochester, New York? Because I'm not just going to talk about the hours. It's 5 hours. But I've driven to Rochester a few times in my life. Went there the same day and left the same day. That is a grueling drive. So you mean to tell me that there's somebody, and not even an adult, because no adult is driving a kid from Rochester, New York, all the way to New York City.
And drop them off. What?
This is somebody who's supposed to be her friend, right? So let's hypothetically say a teenager. She was 13. Wasn't another 13-year-old that could make that type of drive. Let's say 18. You mean to tell me, let's give the benefit of the doubt. Well, 18, you're supposed to be considered an adult, right? Let's say 17. Let's say a 17-year-old. You think a 17-year-old is going to drive from Rochester, New York, all the way to New York City?
What'd I say?
The closest city from you to wherever you at. I'm in Georgia right now. Georgia, where I'm at, maybe to North Carolina. Certain places in North Carolina is 5 hours. That's a lot of gas. It's tolls. That's a lot of checkpoints. It's a journey to get to this place. So again, y'all made up this shit in y'all mind to legitimize the story because y'all don't like Jay-Z. That's all it really is. People wanted to believe this because they don't like Jay-Z. And some of y'all still going to double and triple down and say, well, we don't know. The facts aren't out yet.
I hate people that say that. Because it just shows that you have no story. Think about it. People that wait for facts to come out. You have no story, but y'all have the loudest voices. What is wrong with you people? Let's be completely honest here. Shut up! Like, let's keep it a full band. Because it's gotten to the point where you guys are annoying. You know you have no story here, but you're only here to just represent yourself as a clout-chasing fool. And you won't shut up. It's so crazy, bro. So crazy.
Well, we're going to talk about a little bit more of this. So, she also talks more about her experience, and she brings in other people, specifically the Madden brothers. Let's check it out.
I thought it meant that I was just pretty.
She went to a White House, she says, where she spoke to musicians Benji Madden and his brother.
I'm talking to Benji Madden about...
There ain't talking to no kid, bro. Jesus. This ain't make no sense. This makes no sense. And especially this is an after party. Okay? Everyone knows when it comes to the after party, you're being watched. It's the after party where you can do what you gonna do. That's how it's always been. You got the main event, you got the pre-event, the main event, the after party, the after party, and then so on and so forth. The after party is still, you're being watched. It's the behind closed doors kind of after party where they do what they do. Alright? But for this 13-year-old to think that she really getting into an after party after a 5 hour, you're 13, you're going to bed! No, bun the whole story I just said. Dog, a 5 hour drive and you want to be up all night? You are a liar. You are a liar. You are sleepy and you have nowhere to sleep. What the fuck? Yo, you can't make this up. You cannot make this up.
This tattoo, because, I have about his tattoo that's the Last Supper, because I have a religious background. So it was just something to talk about.
In a statement to NBC News, a representative of the Maddens confirmed that they did not attend the 2000 VMAs and that they were on tour in the Midwest at the time. At the after party, she says she had a drink that made her feel woozy. Then she says Combs and Carter took turns raping her while a female celebrity watched.
So the representative for the Madden brothers says they wasn't even at the VMAs. They was on...
Damn right. So if they're not at the VMAs, why should I believe that they ran a train on you at 13? Bullshit. That is bull crap, bro. You really gonna sit there and claim these dudes ran a train at you at your 13 years of age? Man, shut up, bro. Liar! You're lucky you didn't show your face, eh?
On the road. Again, this shit is getting picked.
Look, in all seriousness, Jay-Z, we already know, like I said, he's a shady individual. But if you want to take down someone like this, your story has to be believable and it should have the credibility to it. You got to cite your sources. If you're not citing your sources, we're not going to believe your story. Sorry, not sorry.
Picked apart. But you know what, y'all? A lot of people going to do? They still going to say, well, Diddy, and if Diddy's locked up and Jay-Z's his right-hand man, yo, you can find pictures of Diddy with multiple artists, multiple people, not just artists, but all types of entertainers. There's a lot of people who attended his parties. Now, there's a difference between going to a party and ending up at a freak-off. Now, the freak-off is a whole different issue. But people literally are taking photos of Jay, the fact that they've worked together in music.
That's talking towards the after party. You're still being watched. The photos people are taking of you. You're still being watched. It's behind closed doors. The freak off moments. You know what I'm saying? He probably has a whole room in his mansion dedicated to the freak off. Let's be 100% honest here. You know? But y'all need to really pay attention towards the details. Because you need to understand, if you're listening to the details of this civil suit, mind you, that's already a detail in itself. That's a problem. It's a civil suit, not a lawsuit. Why you want money? Ooh, don't you want justice? Like I said in my other videos, money is the new justice, so civil suits stand. But my point is, this being a civil suit shows that there's BS in this situation. And on top of that, you're doing this almost 25 years later. You are a fraud. You are an actor reading a script is what you are.
Well, if he was at the Rock Nation brunch, he had to be at the freak-offs. Jay-Z, that's Diddy's right-hand man. Who is Jay-Z ever known to be? Let's talk. Listen, if you from New York, I don't care wherever any of y'all other niggas is from. If you from New York, anybody from New York, drop in the comments right now. When was Diddy ever known to be Jay-Z's right-hand man?
Never.
They had a relationship. It was cool. Biggie and Jay was friends. Biggie passed very, very early. Jay, kind of took the...
Don't let those pictures fool you. Just because they stand beside each other doesn't mean they're friends. They can be business partners, but being a business partner doesn't make you a friend. You understand what I'm saying? There's levels to this. There is levels to this. And as you break down each level, it kind of opens up your thinking to, hold on a second. What are they really trying to do here? And remember, the NFL said they are not going to drop him. The only way for that to happen is if the story is sound. But it's not. So...
The mantle took the torch, ran with it, put New York on, became one of the biggest artists there ever was. But when was they ever known to be right-hand mans just because they work together? And we seen them together. But if we got to go down the list of artists, you can see Diddy with a lot of people, if not more people, more pictures than he is in with Jay-Z. But again, we're not even going to get into that. We're just picking all this apart. So at this point, this lady, it sounds like she's been coached. It sounds like she's been fed this story over and over. And by who? Tony Buzbee. Tony Buzbee. So again, I personally don't believe that this is an attack on just black entertainers as a whole. I believe that if you commit crimes, you're going to be held accountable for your crimes. That's just how shit goes, especially if you're an adult. When you're a kid, they brain's still not developed. They still learning. You give them the benefit of the doubt. But if you're an adult, adults got to be held accountable for their actions. You feel me? And I'm going to tell you this. We shouldn't skip over the fact that just because... And listen, much love to the people that have autism, but just because this lady says that she has autism, do not mean she off the hook. Nah, we wilding you up. Fuck out of here. You do not get a chance to say all of these things, be put in front of cameras, have a lawsuit or a civil suit that goes worldwide, makes national news to tarnish somebody's name, and you just get to blame it on. We're not gonna blame this on autism, because even just because you have autism,
talk about it, because they like to hide behind the symptoms. Why are you in the public eye in the first place? You're not credible. You're not reliable. You're not a good source. And you just embarrassed yourself. We lucky we don't know what you look like. All we can do is go based off of your voice. But you need to understand, like, whoever put this kind of scheme together, stop. Excuse me. Stop. Because it's not working.
Make you a liar. You know what I'm saying? It don't make you a liar. There's plenty of people who have autism and have mental issues or mental disabilities and are able to function, work in society, have children, be parents, do all types of responsible things. But this shit is totally out of hand, and I'm really disappointed in a lot of the comments that I seen from a lot of y'all people, because I want to know what y'all think now. For all of y'all that was making up all these scenarios and stories and saying, oh, you victim blaming, and saying, oh, like, but just making up shit and believing it in their head. You got problems just like this chick got problems. You feel me? But there's another key piece in all of this that's crazy, because then she throw her father under the fucking bus.
I'm sorry. I'm being too much. I'm being extra. But look at what's happening here. I hope you guys use this as a case study, okay? Because you need to understand all the variables of this story that are being thrown out there are repeated variables in other stories in the past, and will continue to be similar variables in stories yet to come. Do you not see the areas? Do you not notice the parts of the story that are being repeated in multiple stories that's gotten people latched? There are lies being spread upon people, and other people are coming out the woodworks to justify said lies, because when it comes to the court system, it's not about the proof, it's about how well we believe you. Yo, this is a case study. This is a case study. Fact. Because this is crazy.
After the alleged rape, she says she ran to a gas station where she called her father, who picked her up and drove her home.
We rode home in silence. He didn't ask me what happened. He didn't ask me what I did or where I was.
In an interview with NBC News, her father said he could not verify the claims. Quote, I felt like I would remember that, and I don't. I have a lot going on, but I mean, that's something that would definitely stick in my mind, he said. When we asked the woman about the contradictions in a phone interview on Friday, she said that she stands by her statements.
I hate to say it, but
I told y'all niggas.
Let me speak to the fathers right quick. I'm a father, I have 2 daughters. We discussed this. For the fathers out there, if something like this happened to one of our daughters, and I said, listen, I can't say what no other man should or could or would do, but I know what my mission would be had something like this transpired and happened to my daughter. I know what I'm willing to sacrifice. I know what I'm willing to do. And I'm not going to say that it's like it's some superpower or that everybody should have the same thoughts or the same things, that, you know, the same courage. But for you to say your father came and got you, y'all, you know what I'm saying, rode in silence, he didn't say nothing, and for him to say,
your father came and got you, your father drove 5 hours to New York and 5 hours back to wherever you came from, and y'all really sat in silence? You mean to tell me this man, even that story is BS, because this man sat in his car and drove that motherfucker for 5 hours, have to stop and get gas. You know, you understand how many times you probably had to stop and get gas back in the 2000s? Are you kidding me right now? And then I do the same thing going back? That means this girl must have had to wait for 5 hours in the dark, cold streets of New York by herself and hope that her dad finds her. Because you got to remember, there's no Google Maps back then. Yo, you can't make this up. This is crazy. Yo, use your brains, fam. There's no Google Maps. Yo, you can't. Yo, you can't make this up. You can't make this up. The more that I look into this story and you pull apart the details, you start to laugh. Because, bro, how did you find her? How did you find her? Because remember, she ain't got no cell phone. They probably gave her a Nokia, but how's the cell plan on that? Oh, shit. Yo, what kind of cell service did she get? Yo, it probably took an extra hour to find her in the city. She probably had to go to like a local McDonald's and use the phone there. Because there's no way that she survived being in the party, got out with her cell phone. Did she have a purse? She probably had no purse. She probably had no bag. And if she had a bag, she's a 13-year-old with a bag, meaning how the hell are you getting into the after party? Dog, you can't make this kind of shit up. Bro. No, you can't make this shit up, bro. Bro, like, yo, literally just like, use your brain a little bit. For all the people watching this, just use your brain for a little bit and then start to pick apart the story. Pick it apart. I challenge you to do that. You're gonna see how dumb this shit sounds. Like, god damn.
I don't recollect that. It's a lot of shit I remember. I got a lot going on, but I'd remember something like that. Just goes to show you the shit that's going on out here, man. You know, what is the saying? He without sin shall cast the first stone. I can't say exactly what it is. I'm not the best with those quotes, and I don't feel like looking it up. But I'm looking at it from the standpoint of this, yo. Why are we so quick, man, collectively as a people? When something happens with one of our people, we're always quick to say, yo, it had to have happened because it is. Now, for all the rumors and allegations concerning Aaliyah, imagine how her family feels to hear y'all using Jay-Z to drag Aaliyah's name through the mud to say, well, she was with R. Kelly, she was with Dame Dash, not too far-fetched from Jay. There's no pitch other than pictures of them hanging out and other people with mental issues trying to get hot on the internet and do shit for clicks. There's no confirmation from anybody in Aaliyah's family, from anybody that was very, very close, not somebody that was holding a camera standing around saying, oh no, they was definitely together. There's not that. For Foxy Brown to have gone on and said, nah, Jay, that's my dog, like, I love him, but we ain't never do nothing like that. And for people to make up this, well, he paid her off. Where's your receipt at? Where's the receipt? He paid her off? Prove it to us. Show us. No, that's just something that you're making up in your head to legitimize how you feel instead of just saying, I don't like this nigga. I don't like Jay-Z. I want to see Jay-Z for. I would actually respect that than for people to make up their own scenarios in their head to legitimize the bullshit that people say. And again, a lot of y'all, I'm going to keep it 100. I'm not even going to put no pictures in here with me and Jay and none of that shit or videos, because there's videos of me around Jay, it's pictures of me with Jay and all of that. I'm not going to do none of that. But I'm judging based off of character. Now, you could not like the man. And again, that's cool. But for you to come and play into these scenarios and make up all this stuff. And listen, Diddy ain't out the water. But I'm not taking nothing that Tony Buzbee does serious. You know what I'm saying? And I said this before, I say it again. For Tony Buzbee to say that he has all of these allegations against Diddy all of a sudden, after the fact that Diddy was, you know, picked up by the feds and the Frico and all this other stuff that's going on, for him to come out after and say, yo, we got the hotline call, you might be due for some compensation. That just should tell you what this man is about and should tell you a lot about his character. But that's not for me to expose. That's going to get exposed through the legal system. I mean, that's going to get exposed through the media. Because like Jay-Z said, he doubled and tripled down on, you know what I mean, the lawsuit. knowing and possibly knowing that this is a crazy lie. But I want to know from y'all, hearing this story in detail from this woman who says she has autism, who says she was driven from Rochester, New York, the White House that people made up. I said, yo, ain't no White Houses in the city. Diddy was at this party, his pictures of him. Jay was at this party. Where's a White House in the city? Oh, no, they do got houses over there. No, but if you go to Jersey, come on, yo, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. If you don't like somebody, just say that. But don't just be coming up with shit because another person came up with something. You know what I mean? Don't just use that to legitimize your hate. Because that's hate. I'm going to keep it 100. Man ain't never did nothing personally to you. But you got all this energy. And I'm going to say one thing about Jaguar Wright. You will be next. That's all I got. As I do it myself, I am Wayno. We are on our grind. The year is almost out. My birthday is next Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm about to be 42, y'all.
Happy early birthday, brother.
But I just want to tell y'all, I've been building out this channel. I'm thankful, you know what I'm saying, for the ones that support me. You know how we doing. For the ones that don't, eventually you will. This is how I do it myself. I'm going to catch y'all on Wednesday. Peace.
I got you, gang. I got you, gang. Appreciate your energy. Appreciate your mind. Appreciate your thought process. Appreciate your experience within the music industry. And appreciate you for sharing said experiences so that we can learn and hopefully one day be in the position that you are in. Wayno, we appreciate everything about you, brother. No cap. No punk. No, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm being real right now. Because, like, I wish we had these kind of people in Canada, but we don't. We really don't, bro. And it sucks, like, on God, like, cause, damn, bro. I really wish we had these kind of people in Canada because it would actually change our experience in Canada, literally, like, in Toronto. Like, everybody's a fraud. You can't even deny it anymore. Everyone's a fraud in Toronto. Nobody's real. It's just as bad as California in terms of the hills. How the hell we claim that we're this and that, and we have no credit, we have no source. We barely have artists, we barely have producers, we barely have like a music industry here in itself. We are frauds, we are naive, we are foolish. This is why I don't subscribe to a lot of Canadian values. And I will forever put myself into American values because there's just no point into focusing on what's here. You can't even build here because nobody cares. Everyone's to themselves thinking that they're the main character. When in reality, we're just a bunch of fools praying and chasing something that's probably not for us. You know, me and my guys that I surround myself with, we're really trying to do something here for real. And by me doing these reactions, I'm helping push the narrative in Canada. So if you want to support the real ones in Canada, subscribe to the channel. And I promise you, we will deliver on projects. We will deliver on music. We will deliver on greatness. And we will deliver on pleasing y'all. This is Flexing My Network. This is Single City Reactions. Take care, be well, be safe, stay true, be you, live long, and long live. Peace, y'all. Wayno, shout out to you, brother.